Welcome, guys, to this episode and to this class. And I'm very honored to see you all here. And today we are going to discuss on procrastination. Before I start, a quick definition of procrastination. Procrastination is about actually delaying things, about postponing things that I will do it not now. I will do it later. I will do it tomorrow, and like it's a never-ending cycle that 99% or 90% of the population of this world is being stuck in. And today I'm going to discuss on that. So, but real quick, let me tell you that you all are not a procrastination. It is your habit of procrastination that makes you procrastinate. I know this might seem a bit strange, but you will get it throughout this lesson. And so today I have got a presentation prepared, and let me share my screen first. So this is my presentation, and this is what I'm going to discuss right now: ending the cycle of procrastination. So this first point, this is very self-explanatory, that there is no such thing as a good or bad habit. That recently I just told you about that it is your habit of procrastination. That's why you procrastinate. And so actually, this point is very basic. I will discuss it a bit later because it's a bit logical along with. So I will move on to what are the number one problems in procrastination that we face today. So the number one is that the number one point that I'm going to discuss is about triggering procrastination. That what makes us procrastinate, the basic route that many people are stuck in. So the basic route is social media, it's YouTube, it's maybe Netflix, it's maybe something else for any of you guys, and maybe something else, like it depends. So yeah, that's like these three are the basic reasons. These they can be much more that makes us procrastinate. Why we procrastinate, the main basic reason behind our procrastination is just to get stress relief, because it happens that maybe we are stressed, maybe we are stressed from work. So it's like when we come home or when we lie down on the bed, we are like, just open the TV, just go on and watch that movie. So we, after the movie, for a nick of time, or for maybe a few minutes, or in some cases for maybe like an hour, we are relieved from our stress. So it is just like stress relief, and it's very temporarily that our mind realizes about this pattern and says, oh, it's just like it's you can say it is giving me a stress relief instantly, but it didn't realize that it is giving stress relief just for some amount of time, not for a high period of time. That is the first reason. The second reason that I would say is to make us feel instantly content. So to make us feel instantly content. So this means actually that when we come home, we have this feeling of miserability, or maybe many of you are like following your goals, but on the first few days you are really working on 2 3 hours, 4 hours, 10 hours on a dream, but suddenly on like fourth day you stop doing it. Why? Because now you are not having the same feeling that you used to on the first 3 to 4 days. And the basic reason is that we do is because we instantly feel content with what we are doing. That's the second reason. And the third reason is to make us feel good. Maybe we feel sad, maybe it's a breakup, maybe we have some loss, maybe we have some financial situation going on. So just to make us feel good, we go on and watch some good movie, or maybe a good show, or maybe go on through the watching cat posts or something else like that. That's our third reason. And the reason behind why we procrastinate is because amygdala, which is actually located in our brain. There are two types of system that I'm basically going to tell you guys. That is amygdala, and second one is prefrontal cortex. So amygdala is the center where emotions take place. Maybe like you go on to a zoo and you see a lion, so suddenly you feel a bit terrified when you see when you see this big lion the first time. That makes you a bit terrified, right? So our amygdala attaches that emotion to that lion, which enables us to store that in our memory for long term. And the second type of system, it is prefrontal cortex, and this system is responsible for managing decisions in our brain. So whenever we procrastinate, it is actually amygdala, those emotions that are attached to our systems, to our reasons. Maybe it's stress relief, maybe it's feeling instantly content, maybe it's feeling good, or whatever it is. It is actually attached those emotions with our reasons. Maybe it's YouTube or whatever it is. So that amygdala overrules prefrontal cortex, which means that it didn't give the time to prefrontal cortex to think on what to do now. It instantly says us, okay, so go on and start using YouTube. Don't even think about it, and we do the same. We don't give us any time to actually think that whether it is good or bad, whether we should do it right now, or whether we should not do it and focus on our dream, what we should do. So this was all basic. Many of you are very familiar with it, but it was a good practice. So a quick reminder. So now, how to overcome all of these, like this first point, which is like, how do we actually trigger procrastination? So the very first point is that the problem, the very first thing that you need to remember is that our problem is not working. Even if we don't enjoy doing something, our problem is still not dead. The problem is that just by working for 5 to 10 minutes, we actually break that loop of procrastination, break that habit of procrastination, and build up our own on that habit of procrastination. So it means that before doing that, our mind just want to feel comfortable, do not want to enter into that uncomfortable zone, which it think at the moment is going to is not going to be feeling good. And that's why it just want to do a comfortable action and easier action. So just by working 5 to 10 minutes, what you will notice that you will enter that flow state, which will allow you to move on and move on and do more and do more as much as you want. So the next thing is that uh, for example, your app that is distracting you is Netflix. Maybe it's maybe it's any game, maybe it's on piece or whatever it is. So the very basic thing that you can do is go on and uninstall all of the apps that actually that actually make you procrastinate. So for me, I've installed Facebook, I've installed my games, I've installed whatever is distracting me from my dreams or from what I really want. So yeah. And second thing is that some apps are actually pre-installed, which means that they cannot be installed. So like YouTube, you can say Google, of course, Google is not a habit that allows us to procrastinate, but there are a lot of them. So what to do in that case? So what we can do is we can place an app lock on that, and we can tell our family member or a friend. If we don't have a family member in case, uh, we can tell them to place the password on that app without a fingerprint, since we can access the mobile with a fingerprint, and that password must be anonymous, of course. So and tell them that he or she must only open the mobile, or only open that respective app only and until it's important for us, otherwise it must not be open. It will actually when we will our basic reaction, open the mobile, and then we will go on to open the YouTube, and then when we will see that app log is being enabled there, automatically our mind will begin to break that habit and start seeking for some new habit to actually stack up on that habit, to actually stack up on that procrastination habit, and try to build up a new habit that it thinks that maybe it's good for him. Okay, so The third thing is, yes, I've discussed this third point, which is if any specific game or the application is allowing you to procrastinate, then simply uninstall it. Now, the fourth point is that every problem has a trigger. Now there are now there are 7.7 now there's 7.7 billion population on this earth. Okay, so it means that there are 7.7 billion different triggers, maybe more than that. So every problem has a different trigger. Maybe your problem is playing over sports. No, sports is good of course, but if it's not supporting your dream, like it's not our end goal, so playing too much sports can be a bit risky for your dreams to become true. So it means that simply that every problem has a trigger. Now, if for example that this trigger is not discovered here, so you need to go and find it, and it's very simple. In beginning, you might find it a bit difficult, but moving forward, it will become simple. I promise, because I have been experiencing this for the past 2 years. I have been practicing it. In beginning, it was difficult for me, but afterwards, after a bit of practice, it becomes easy. Like that's how it is. Now for our second problem, which is